Dun 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 dun. Have you ever needed first aid at the swimming pool? Well,
Or
Jay and Ian know what's up.
yeah, we do. Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
Welcome to the Eagle's Nest.
Yeah, you gotta introduce yourself. Like, I'm Jay. I am an Eagle Scout. That's my rank.
I feel like we're
What about
presenting
you?
to a bunch of kindergartners. We should just be like talking to each other.
Okay, yeah. So yeah. Oh, well, you know we're both Eagle Scouts,
What's
so
up?
that's fair.
What's up, Eagle's Nest? This is the
Yes.
boys here. Uh, hold on. I feel like I have no clue what I'm doing. Hold on.
Man, this is a lot
Like,
harder. They make it look easy.
dude, because I think we just gotta talk to each other normally.
Yeah. Well, I feel like if we just normally, how we normally call each other, like I feel like
Yeah, just
just
do
recording
that.
those would be better. Yeah. So
Yeah.
anyways, yeah, so first aid, where did you do your first aid merit badge?
Whoa,
Cause
whoa, 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 whoa. We didn't even introduce ourselves yet,
oh
Jay.
my gosh.
Episode 1, title it Disaster in the Eagle's Nest. Blaze of Glory. Speaking of fires, to introduce ourselves, we are both from Southern California. Went to
God, too soon.
hmm?
Too soon.
You mean too soon.
Like the blaze of glory, the California
Dude,
fires.
yeah. Rest in peace to Paris Hilton's house. That one really hit hard for us Southern Californians. So now she has to resort to living in New York, where I am right now. So keep her far away. But yeah, we're both Eagle Scouts from Southern California. We went to high school together. Now we're in college. I'm in New York. Jay is in a disclosed state. If he wants to
I
state whether
am
or not.
located, well, it's scary. I'm in Vermont, so like with that amount of information, I think anyone could track me down,
Yeah, there's
which is
like
pretty
10 people
funny.
there. Not not
10
very
people in Vermont.
not very many people who look like Jay, nor other
No,
Eagle
not at
Scouts. How
all.
many Eagle Scouts are in Vermont? Have you met many
I'm
people at your school
I
who are Eagle Scouts?
I've actually met the first and second ever female Eagle Scouts in Vermont.
Oh,
I
like
have
from the
met,
state?
yeah, from the state. The first one's from Vermont. I'm not gonna say their names because they didn't, but like they seem pretty chill. Like I know
Hmm.
one of them really well. The other one I don't know too well, but it was super cool. Like I was wearing like my Eagle Scout jacket, and then they're like,
Oh
"Oh, I was
shit.
the first Eagle Scout," and I'm like, "Damn, that's awesome! Like, good for
Yeah,
you."
that's super cool actually.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
And then I
I've met.
actually went for like a dinner. I was invited to like a fundraiser for one of the local troops, and we had a dinner there, and there were some like like scouters. It's not as big as like San Diego actually does have a pretty big scouting base, but it was like Vermont had like I mean like it's what you'd expect from Vermont. It's like
Mm,
not a lot of people, but it's still really cool.
yeah, I've worked with a lot of female Eagle Scouts. For some more background, I've worked 4 summers as a camp counselor at a Boy Scout camp. Well, now it's Scouting America. Did you actually see in the news they officially finally changed the name
Oh,
to Scouts of America?
that's been the process for such a long time. I remember when I was
Well,
still
because the interim name, when they started letting girls join in 2019,
Mhm.
which I'm on the side that it is a good thing. Like there is a lot of controversy with that, but it's like girls should not have to suffer the Girl Scouts of America. That
Oh my
program is
God,
awful.
my sister went through Girl Scouts of
Slander,
America, and I'm
slander
like,
to our podcast competitor.
no, oh gosh, no, yeah, I definitely like after talking to some scouts from abroad, like most other programs, like Chinese scouts, like different scouting groups, they have it's usually joint co-ed, and I think
Yep,
also like it's not like helping the scouting of America. Like we need as much help as we can get. So I definitely think it was the right move.
totally. I mean, I totally think it's great because the highest award you could get in Girl Scouts was the Gold Award, and that was really like, I mean, the only thing, like, I don't want to like assume anything because I was never in Girl Scouts because still to this day they don't let boys join Girl Scouts. Justice for the lads that want to sell cookies. Uh,
No, the cookies are oh my gosh, like cookies be
dude, they
like some
canceled
people
like 3 of them. They
that's
canceled like
messed
the
up.
coconut one or something.
No, I
Oh,
actually like that one.
oh,
That's
actually,
messed up. No, I like that one. Like a hot take, I like that one. But I mean, like some of my friends who knew I was in Boy Scouts didn't know Boy Scouts sell popcorn. That's how bad
yeah,
it
I
is.
I didn't know we sold popcorn.
You didn't have to sell popcorn?
I had to do it like once, like
I every single year I had to do it. Like we had
mm,
mandatory, which I think was good.
yeah, for
I met some like
fundraising.
weird people. I mean, it was scary, like when it was like sunset, like, and then it was like all the people started coming out and about, and it was as a little youngster that scared me.
Yeah. No, I mean like definitely can be scary. Did you have like a wagon like with your popcorn or something?
No, so we actually like Albertson and Vons, you know, like the big chain like places. We'd like
Those
ask
of you
the
that
people.
aren't from Southern California, those are big grocery stores. So like
Yeah, for all
you
the East
just
Coast people, it's like Hannaford's.
okay, that's like a Vermont thing. I don't even know what that is. It's
Chat,
basically
comment below if you
it's
know what
basically a
Hannaford's
Target,
is.
but just the grocery department.
Yeah. But yeah, so we'd talk to them. They'd let us have a little like booth outside for like the entire day. Then we'd have different shifts, and usually it was like I mean like in the mornings I think were the best because it was like you get it done and you're finished. But like the closing
Mm.
shifts, there were some like kooky people. I remember one like woman had like a
Was it the Girl
neon.
Scouts?
No, one woman just had like a tie-dye bright shirt and just went like face to face and asked like was just asking like insane questions. And I'm like, bro, I'm a little kid. I don't know the calorie count on these popcorns. I don't like as a youngster, it scared me.
Yeah. I only had to do it once. The main reason why like people in my troop didn't really need to sell popcorn so much, we actually were pretty well off like monetarily wise,
That's good.
because our troop was so huge. Like for some context for people, I mean like the average troop size in the U.S. like obviously if you're in an urban environment like we were, it's much bigger. But usually the average troop size is like 6 or 7 like kids,
Mhm.
or like to 10, like 10, 15, like the summer camp I worked at, that was typically like the pretty like steady sized troops. You didn't really see a troop that like went above 25. So when you have my troop rolling in for summer camp with 60 kids, uh, yeah, 60, it's a little bit of a sight, bro. Dude, 60 active members. That
That's
was like
crazy.
it went down a lot though after COVID. I think they're at like 30. That's still
Oh,
really
yeah.
good for a
COVID
big
was
troop.
awful. I
But
think
we had
COVID
sorry, go
was
ahead.
Oh yeah, COVID. So I think COVID closed down our like Cub Scout group. Like we had the Cub Scouts that fed into the Boy Scouts.
Yeah,
If people who don't know, Cub Scouts is for like scouting for younger kids, like
yeah.
really
I
young.
was never a Cub Scout. Were you a Cub Scout, Jay?
No, yeah, I was. I found it fun. It was a fun experience. It was just to see if kids were. It was more just like an aftercare, like kids getting to know one another. But
Yeah.
ours closed due to COVID, and then I think my group, I think our troop was at least like 15, 20 kids-ish. My patrol, which is like a smaller group, like your age range, I had 4 people. It was me and then 3 other guys that
Mm,
like stuck through it from we were actually all there from Cub Scouts all the way up to like Boy Scouts, which was crazy. That's a
yeah.
long time.
Yeah, that's OGs.
And I started like first grade and then yeah, I finished in like junior, senior year of high school.
Yeah,
And I've known those guys for that long.
yeah. Dude, I still can't believe we weren't in the same troop.
That would have
That would
been
have been
it would- they had
dude,
the
it would have
nerf.
been
They
it would have
had
been the
the
hands with the fire and like the writing. It's like it would have been cooking up something, man.
Oh yeah. No,
Dude,
they had the
God knew
universe
it would
had
have
to
been
nerf
too
us.
powerful. It would have been too
Yeah.
powerful if we put us
U-
together, man.
Universe had to nerf us.
They had to. Oh, I was gonna say our troop was so massive at one point that we had to create another troop to have other people feed into that one.
It's so cool.
Yeah,
Oh, that's awesome.
that troop did actually collapse from COVID, but yeah,
Oh
COVID
yeah.
had a crazy effect on scouting in the U.S. I mean, a third of Boy Scout summer camps had to close. A
That's
third.
awful.
Like,
Like permanently or
I'm not even exaggerating. Yeah, permanently.
that's
Like,
crazy.
they had to sell, the lands. Like, a lot of these places got turned into like resorts or just got bought as private lands, like 1/3, which is crazy.
I think it's awful. Thankfully, and I remember in San Diego, there's one place that I think it became a public like recreation center, which I think that's the right move to do. Like it's awful when it's like private, when they privatize it or it becomes a resort because it limits the access of kids to be able to go outdoors.
That's
At
totally.
least when it's like a public recreational center, like people can still have fun, people can still enjoy the environment, even if they're not a part of Scouts. And I think that's like the way that should go.
One place that I would be totally fine with it closing down, Camp Fiesta Island.
No, no, I'm talking about Camp. No, no, no. For those who don't know, Camp Fiesta Island, people either love it or hate it. I'm one
It's
of the
the
few kids
San
who
Diego
loves it.
camp. Oh my
Oh
god.
my gosh. I love Camp. I think I love hot take. I love Camp Fiesta Island. I met so
It's
many
so
funny
bad.
people there.
It's so bad. It's
No, I
awful.
met what? No, it's awesome.
I feel like this podcast is just gonna turn into like the King of the Hill podcast. Like you know how the King of the Hill is like a show made just for people who like live in the Houston suburbs or
Oh
something.
yeah,
Like our
just
our show's just for
San Diego.
San Diego
True.
Scouts.
No, oh my, no, I love people. I remember even in my own troop, I was like the outlier because like my parents worked in the summer, so they dropped me off for like it was basically daycare there.
Hmm.
I got there in merit badges. I met like a ton of people. Like for one of the merit badges, citizenship in the world, you have to meet scouts like from abroad, and I met two people from Venezuela, and it was
Whoa,
super cool. Like
whoa.
getting to like talk to them, like how their country functions,
Or
and
how it
like that
doesn't
was
function.
yeah, no, they did talk a lot about the economic issue, like how they would like yeah, like they were at a summer camp job and they made more money there than like any other job they could get in
Seriously,
Venezuela. No, yeah,
that's
it's like
crazy.
it's awful.
And like for those of you that don't know, if you work at a summer camp for the Scouts, uh, like you don't get paid like anything. Like, and it's not like they're forcing you to be there to work for like oh the intensive labor. It's like it pretty much is just a volunteer job. But I worked at a camp for like 4 years, and you get federal minimum wage, which is 7.25, and you only get paid 40 hours a week, but you end up working like 70 hours a week pretty much because you're always on the clock. Even if it's not always intensive, but you know that comes down to like $2.50 an hour. Like if you're actually getting paid for every hour that you're working. So it's like it's pretty crazy, but honestly, I would do it for no money. That job is a lot of fun. Especially like I don't want to give. I'm not gonna name the name of the camp just to keep that private because you know most of these camps are really local. At least the one that I worked at, so it's like just for privacy's sake and protection of the camp. But no, it's a lot of fun working as a climbing instructor. That's totally worth it. Scout's just an overall well-rounded program. And to segue into our next topic, you know, at summer camp you learn lots of merit badges. Jay, explain to us how merit badges work in the Boy Scouts.
So for Boy Scouts, every rank you need a certain amount of merit badges. Well, a
Not
merit
every
badge
rank.
is like a little activity or a subject that like you get a little deep like a little understanding into or like a little insight. So like some of them are like automotive repair is a merit badge, small boat sailing's a merit badge, fishing's a merit badge. Like most of them are like what you think of old-fashioned outdoors, like pretty much wilderness survival's a merit badge. But there's some really cool ones like video game design's a merit badge. Like
Yeah, that
pretty much there's
one's
a merit badge for everything.
I've heard that one's pretty cool.
The
Yeah, a
video
lot of
yeah
these
video
merit
game is a lot of fun.
badges, they just provide like a lot of exposure for a lot of kids that might not have, you know, like knowledge of a subject like this or whatever. And for a lot of people, it actually opens up like a career path. I had a really cool opportunity. The second merit badge I ever did was programming, and that was at UCSD, and we actually got taught by freshman computer science majors. They were doing it for like service hours.
That's
They
awesome.
had an awful time though. Me and my one friend in Scouts, we'll just name him Rent Spur. Um, we were just causing such a nuisance. Like all we did was just play scratch games the entire time, and like you know, these UCSD freshmen like CS majors, they have no social skills, so they're just like, oh, okay, good job. But yeah, I wonder if they have jobs yet. It's been like 8 years.
I mean, it's like on one half they like before what is it, the computer science job market crash, like they had a head start, but on the other half they're computer science majors.
It's true.
But
Please,
I think
sir,
it
please. It's like, why don't you go get a job? I'm a computer science major. Oh, here, take my money.
no, I think that like of course I'm not a computer science major, but from my experience, it's like people either immediately get a six-figure salary or they can't find anything. Like I know a guy who just got hired by I don't want to name drop, but like a big video game company, like
Hmm.
six-figure salary, like almost immediately out of well, wasn't
That's
immediately out
awesome.
of school. He submitted I think he like submitted over 100 applications, only heard from three of them,
Yeah.
heard back, and then from those three, only one of them. So, but like it is a hard market. Like
Oh,
I'm
it's
not gonna
crazy.
sugarcoat it.
I mean, everything, it's just like these boomers just make it so hard for us to get jobs like right out of college.
Back
I
in my
know.
day, I could.
Like, bro, you could walk into like any office without a degree and they'll be like, "Oh, we'll take you under our wing. How would you like a stable job for the next 25 years with benefits and you could buy a home only using 15% of your salary?"
No, it's crazy. Like I think my grandfather has the craziest lore. Like he just this is way off topic, but he had like in his front yard, he just would sell Christmas trees. He had a successful
For a moment
custard
I thought you were
stand
gonna
that he
say
sold.
crystal meth.
No, he's not from Albuquerque. Breaking Bad
That's
reference,
Breaking Bad.
if anyone knows.
For those
No,
who know.
the chemistry, that's another merit badge, the chemistry merit badge. That was
Yeah,
fun. But anyways, back to merit badges. Some of them are like basic, and then I mean, some of them are Eagle Scout required, which you need to have
mm,
in order to get the rank of Eagle Scout. And these ones are like first aid, swimming, citizenship in the world, the community, like really, I think, four fundamental things that the scouting organization wants every camper or student to have. And I think overall,
it's basically an accumulation of, so you need 21 total and 13 of these are required. It's basically there's no like either or option for you. Like there's 13 badges that these are like core skills they want you to learn. And the main ones, like Jay just said, are like first aid, swimming, and more specifically as well, like relating to outdoors, like camping, cooking, um, just being able to understand how to provide for yourself and others. Like communication is one of the required ones, which is such an important skill for everybody to have, and it's cool
every
that
computer
like
science
scouting,
major should have that.
yeah, dude, I don't think I've ever like heard of this before, but imagine there's like a computer science major with a communications minor. Do you think that even exists?
That's
Like,
probably an untapped job market.
dude,
Like
that person will be unstoppable. Like any job you want, bro.
I actually met a theater teacher who she'd teach acting, but then she'd also teach scientists how to better communicate themselves to non-scientists. Because
Mm,
I thought it was really cool. Where it's like these scientists will be like, "Yeah, potassium nitrate, whatever. When exposed to 3 degrees Kelvin, releases an exothermic reaction." She's like, "Okay, other scientists will understand that, but if you're trying to communicate to a specific audience." Here's what the skill set is. I just to shorten it down, it's that she's teaching scientists how to like better communicate to different various audiences, which I think is really important now. It's like being able to communicate with another scientist versus a high schooler. It's a skill that you need to learn.
yeah, yeah, and I think you should maybe look into learning more about that because I zoned out the entire time you were talking.
No, I was yapping. No, it's fine.
No, I'm just kidding. Well, yeah, so these merit badges, they're important. They teach you life skills. So today we're gonna talk about our experiences that we had with two of these Eagle required badges, which are first aid and swimming. So all Eagle Scouts have to take first aid or emergency preparedness. It's one of those either ors. They're pretty much the same thing. Or no, emergency. No, I'm thinking of the wrong one. Am I thinking of the right one?
I think you're thinking of the right one. Like first aid is more like if you get hurt, here's how to put on a band-aid and
Or no,
stuff. An
emergency
emergency.
preparedness is the swap out for life saving.
I can't remember off the top of my
Anyways,
head.
whatever,
Someone will fact check us.
bro. Get some fact checkers in the comments below. Also,
Who's Joe
also,
Rogan's fact checker?
if you're wondering, loyal viewers, why we started this podcast, well, we're two white guys in college, so it was either this or you join a frat and start cocaine. So I
And
think
neither
we
one
should
of us
pick
has the
this
social
option.
skills for frats.
Yeah. Also, I'm tired of cocaine, dude. Jay, I need to start like taking Zunes or something. Like, it's insane. Everyone has a crutch around me, and my crutch is going on a run, and it's too cold to do that. So it's like I just need like
You gotta
I
start
just need to
drinking
become
it.
like a nicotine addict. I feel like
No, it's not worth it.
I feel like it'd
Except
be
for
so
the
worth it, dude.
no the
Dude,
Zen
Arthur
cans though.
Morgan smokes cigarettes.
But he does it for aura.
He smokes the
And like
entire cigarette in like 2 seconds.
that's a
Yeah,
that's a
and people
serious
think he
smoker.
died from tuberculosis, man.
No, he died from lung
He died
cancer.
from lung cancer. I swear to God. Micah knew the whole time, black lung. See what I'm saying?
No, hot
Micah
take.
was the good guy. He was warning Arthur of his bad habits.
Whoa, buddy, are you trying to get us canceled? Are you trying to get us canceled? First
He was
episode, we're
trying to
canceled.
warn Arthur of his bad habits by calling him black lung. It's what I would have done. Yeah, I would have done that. I would have done that.
No, I hot take. I haven't seen one college student who looks cool while smoking cigarettes. Like, just not like I haven't seen one person. Like, I've seen people with cool outfits, but like smoking doesn't add to that cool outfit. Is I'm like, okay, you smoke cigarettes. Yip, big yip.
Don't smoke, guys. Don't. This is no
Don't smoke.
jokes. Yeah. But no, I mean like so I'm a finance student. And so when I walked okay, why is that so funny?
Okay, finance, bro.
Shut up. Okay. I'm gonna make so much money, Jay. So much money. It's gonna be raining all over. Dude, I can't wait to be
Make
like
so much money.
all the one other like million finance majors and just have my Scrooge McDuck like pool of cash and start my own beast games and do whatever I want. But what was I saying? So yeah, the business school, like there's always these guys just standing in front, like smoking cigarettes, and it's like, I honestly, I think they are Eastern European. Like I hear some sort of Slavic language every Monday at 12:15 in the afternoon. They're there like clockwork, man.
Either smoke break, like in between classes, or
Yeah. But moving on. First aid, Jay. I
first
feel like this
aid.
is a good segue from unhealthy habits to first aid.
And also segueing back to the stuff to like to the previous topics, I took my first aid and swimming merit badge at Camp Fiesta Island, and it
Did
was
you actually?
awesome.
You took
Yeah,
them both
I
there?
did.
I took
So there was
first aid at Camp Balboa, which I'll talk about Camp Balboa
Camp.
when it's my turn. So you can go ahead.
How can you hate Camp Balboa? Is basically Camp Fiesta Island without the water.
Oh, it's
For
so
the
much worse. I'm not saying it's better. It's so
no,
much
yeah, it's
worse.
worse. So Camp Fiesta Island, it's on like a little island in the middle of San Diego, or like in San Diego Bay. It's a man-made like peninsula. And anyways, there was a little program there where it was you earned 3 Eagle Scout merit badges. It was like first aid, swimming, and then I think it was like one other merit badge of your choice,
Was it a
whatever.
merit badge weekends or summer camp?
No, it was a summer camp. So like most
Okay.
people would come out of state and they would stay there for the entire week, like day and night. But they also had a day program for like
Okay.
locals who could come during the day and then leave around like the afternoon. And so yeah, I worked on my first aid merit badge. It was like I think it was probably a guy who was like 3 years older than me who taught it. Like these counselors, like looking back, were young. I don't have too much. I don't remember too much from like first aid. It was basically just like a bunch of lectures where it's like, don't step in poison ivy. Fun fact: Southern California doesn't have poison ivy, but we do
We just
have
have
what was
poison
it, Reddit?
oak.
Yeah,
Poison oak,
poison
and
oak.
then Yosemite has like that whole valley has sumac, I think.
Oh, that's
I
nasty.
think
But
at
yeah,
least I think so. I think there actually still might be ivy like in Northern California, just because California is so huge. But like where we
Yeah,
are, it's only poison oak, or where we were.
yeah, we were.
Yeah,
No, in the summertime in Vermont, poison ivy's everywhere. You
yeah,
can't
it's
step off the
everywhere.
trails. It's nasty.
In,
Like
in the
I've like,
Northeast, it's everywhere.
it's horrible. But anyways, yeah, first aid, like I think it was worth it. Like we learned the basics, like how to clean injuries, how to like, it's like nothing near like doctor medical experience. It's just
No,
making the situation the best that it can be while you're waiting for proper medical help. I think that's the
exactly.
best way to describe it.
Like they
What do you
taught you
think?
CPR, right?
Yeah, they taught me CPR. I mean, I think, yeah, you get, I think you have to get, do you need to get CPR certified for
You don't need to
at
get
first aid?
certified. You just need to go through the different situations for CPR. It's pretty
Hmm.
much the certification process, but not like um
Officially.
yeah, no, it's not the official like test or like when I worked as a lifeguard for most of the senior year of high school, and so like getting CPR certified as a lifeguard is totally different than what you learn in first aid merit badge.
Oh yeah.
Like you learn all the different rescues, but no, first aid merit badge. I mean, it was the first merit badge I ever took, so I was 11, 12, something like that. I don't know. I didn't join Scouts immediately from Cub Scouts, which that's when people cross over. Um, like when they're in fifth grade or when they turn 11, they cross over from Cub Scouts to be big boys, Boy Scouts. I joined just straight into Boy Scouts. I actually joined like because I saw my so Jay, I actually joined Scouts because I found my grandfather's second edition of the Scouting Handbook. So you know how we had like the 13th edition, right? So like this one was damn old, like back in like the 40s or something like that. Like
That's really cool.
yeah, crazy. So I saw that and I'm like, you know what? I saw this troop that I had a couple friends from school in, and that's when I decided to join. And so a couple months after that, like I wasn't really like too active in the troop for at the beginning. So the first merit badge I went and did was like a couple months after I joined in like sixth grade. And so I did first aid, and I did this at Camp Balboa. And Camp Balboa, for those of you that don't know much about San Diego, there's this big park. It's pretty much like Central Park of San Diego. It's called Balboa Park. It's like smack dab in
Yeah,
the middle of the city.
that's
Um,
an accurate description of it.
I honestly, I think San Diego is so similar layout wise to New York. Like, as in, obviously it's not as big, but it's like you have the different boroughs split up. Like, I'd say like National City, like Chula Vista, that's the Bronx. Like, and then you have downtown and like uh, Mission Hills, like that area is like Manhattan, right? Like the Gaslamp. That's Gaslamp is definitely Manhattan. And then you got Coronado in the Bay. That is definitely Staten Island. And then like Point Loma, Ocean Beach, I'd say that's like Brooklyn. And then I think Queens is like, so like Mission Bay. Like Mission Bay is Queens.
I've never been to New York City, so
Oh yeah, I
for
completely forgot. So
that doesn't make any
that's the
sense then.
comparison. Yeah, it doesn't make any sense to you. Bro, you gotta come visit me. I
I gotta
completely
go. We gotta have a collab,
dude, I owe
IRL
it to you because
collab.
I visited Vermont, so now it's your
Ah,
turn.
yeah, you learn the Vermont lore.
Dude, the Vermont lore. All the bisexuals.
Oh my God.
This
No, yeah.
podcast is not suited for underage.
No, yeah. Speaking of Vermont, I just got for those kiteboarding. I just kiteboarded on a frozen lake. So kiteboarding is when you have a giant. You basically have a giant sail. I'm trying to like a kite. Yeah, a kite. And you have a little you have a harness and you step on either you strap in the skis and you like guide the kite and you go back and forth on a giant frozen lake and it's a lot of fun. I did it with my boss and his friend. It was sick.
What the hell, Jay? What? You strapped yourself into a kite
No, yeah,
on
like so
skis?
it's like you have like I mean you have a safety system, so it's like
Yeah.
you have the kite there's like a belt buckle, it hooks
Is
like you
Lake
have like a
Champlain like all the way frozen over?
no, so Lake Champlain is the big lake, like the big area. I was in a place called Mallets Bay, which Mallets Bay is
Oh,
a
is that when you
huge
went
bay,
camping?
but it froze over. Like people were taking ATVs on it. It's giant.
Damn, bro. That's when you went
But like,
camping, right?
yeah, I didn't go camping in Mallet's Bay, so I did my first ever ice camping. I went east, like southeast Vermont, and it got to like 0 to -1, and we went camping, and we didn't bring any firewood, so we tried to scavenge for some, but it was all covered, like snow just landed, so we ended up just making smoke the entire night because it would get hot enough that the water would melt,
Yeah.
and then the smoke just kept going off.
Dude,
But
yeah,
it was a fun night.
that's the hardship of starting a wet fire.
Oh yeah.
Um, no, I love, all the camping opportunities that we had with scouts. Like so much
Oh
fun.
yeah.
I'll definitely save some of those stories for later
The
episodes.
camping merit badge.
Yeah, dude, the goal of our podcast is to outlast Hawk Tuah.
I think she's
How
already
many
in
how many
jail, so I think
episodes? Oh, she's
I
in
don't know
jail?
how.
She's in jail?
Cool, fact check that. Fact check that.
Hawk Tuah is dead. Hawk Tuah is dead, bro.
Talk to
Spit on that thing. Wait, is she actually in jail?
I thought she was. That's what I heard. That's what I heard down the
I'm looking this
grapevine.
up right now. Jamie?
Jamie, fact check this.
Okay. Who's Hawk
We
Tuah?
gotta get our own Jamie to like fact check stuff for us.
Yes, bro, she got arrested.
Yeah, actually, let's
Yes.
go.
Let's
Oh,
go. This is like better than when Margaret Thatcher died.
I see you're trying to appeal to the Irish, no, the Argentinian
The
population.
IRA did nothing wrong.
Oh my God, that's too political.
Too political.
Jamie, can we cut that out?
Jamie, can we cut that? But I feel like I'm making this podcast way too controversial, and it's like all my fault.
Ian, after one glass of water, the Falkland Wars. Like,
You mean the Falkland Islands?
anyways, so yeah, Balboa Park, amazing, amazing little place. So, what can you tell me about? Is that a Stanley Cup? You sick fuck.
You want to know why I have it?
Why?
So, okay, I was gonna lie to you, but I think I'll just tell the truth. I have this because the school actually gives you like bookstore credit. I forgot to spend all of ours all of mine last semester, and so I just went in and just went on like a shopping spree.
That's awesome.
Like this was I think $40, but it wasn't my money. Well, technically it was my money, but I already paid for it. So
Yeah. No. Okay, that's cool. Okay, I thought you just went out there and bought a Stanley Cup.
no, for like what, $120? I don't even know how much they are.
I have Nalgene bottles, Boy Scout Nalgene bottles. I got
Dude.
Emerald Bay, a classic.
Cause you went to yeah, Emerald Bay. That's at Catalina, right?
Yeah.
You went
I
to
also have.
Seabase, didn't you, Jay?
Yeah, I did go to Seabase. I have
Yeah,
a
that's
Seabase one
definitely another
somewhere.
episode. It's definitely
Oh yeah,
another episode.
Seabase. We're gonna have to do the big. Isn't
We're
it
gonna
Big
title
Three?
we're gonna title episode 1 Disorganized Chaos.
I think this is our intro. Our
This is our
intro. It's
intro.
fine.
You guys get
We're
to
trying to talk about
come
merit, like
along
the
and
merit
see
badges.
the thinking process of these two
Thinking process.
disorganized midlife crisis college students. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
One episode, yeah. I mean, I like how we're talking about this in the episode, but what like planning about the podcast.
Planning about it. It's fine. People can see the thought process behind this amazing podcast.
Dude, that's what I'm saying. We're like, I think we're combined like thinking power of like one. Uh, actually, I have no clue.
The power of. I think that's sci-fi. The power of one, the power of many. Isn't that?
I have no
Eh,
clue.
I can't remember. Jamie, make sure it's not bad.
I cut that out, Jamie. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, one of the episodes we have to talk about our Eagle projects. That's for sure.
Oh, that'll be
That's an
fun.
episode.
Yeah, I don't know your Eagle project. I
Yeah,
think you've told it to me before,
I
but
think I
save it
mentioned
for
it
the
like once, but I'll save it for a future episode.
save it for the episode.
Okay. First aid. God, I don't really want to talk about first aid.
It's fine. We'll save it for another. Or swimming. I
Yeah,
have
we
swimming
gotta
merit
talk
badge.
about swimming.
I got some stories about swimming merit
Swimming merit
badge.
badge, bro. All right,
Do you,
you
do
go
you
ahead.
want to go?
No, go
Okay,
ahead.
the jellyfish story. So
Oh shit.
Fiesta Island, like every year, there's like these little things called moon jellies. Like they're like a little, it's like the size of your palm, a little jelly. They don't sting. They just slimy. And every year, like they're like exponential growth, whatever, crazy amounts of them. So for the swimming merit badge, there were tons of them in the water. You'd be swimming, you'd be like, you basically were swimming through moon jellies. It was like the moon jelly merit badge, not the water merit badge.
And
But
this was
kids would.
also at Camp Fiesta Island, right?
This was at Camp Fiesta Island.
Are there
So
really
kids
that
would
many moon jellies in Mission Bay?
there were a ton. Like they'd wash up on the shore and then they'd dissolve and they'd leave like marks in the water. Like you could like
That's no,
sorry, you go.
I feel like I keep interrupting you.
No, it's fine.
I remember seeing a lot of moon jellies when I visited San Francisco. I remember seeing a lot more up there, but I didn't really see too many in San Diego.
It's like San Diego. I feel like in the northern place I've seen it's like colder, and I don't know if they like that. It's weird. I've seen them a lot more consistently in northern that yeah, like San Francisco, but San Diego, if you're near the water enough, like once every like summer there'll be like a great moon jelly. I don't know if that's when they all like hatch or but I'm a biologist, not an oceanographer. I don't know what jellyfish yeah, jellyfish what jellyfish do. I
Mhm.
think they're called jellies now. Those darn liberal scientists. They got rid of starfish. They're now sea stars. And
Thanks, woke.
thanks, woke. One of my friends who
Thanks,
she's
Bob.
studying marine bio. She knows who I'm referencing. Yeah, they're starfish, not sea stars.
That
No,
reference
any,
might be too niche.
who knows? Anyways, yeah. So kids would like they had to make a rule where it's like you are not allowed to grab and throw them at each other because kids would play dodgeball with like this. It was cool. I never did it because like I love animals, and
Yeah.
even though like people can argue whether or not like they don't have brains or whatever, I'm like it's still a living organism. I'm not gonna do that. Like it just seems mean. But like kids would like. I mean, kids would get upset because a kid would like have a grab and just throw it, and it would just splatter all over someone's
Oh
face.
my God.
And it was brutal. Like, I mean, it was funny, but I felt a little bad for the jellies.
And so you did swimming. Did you do it at the pool or did you do it at
You know, we did it right in the
right
lagoon
in
area.
the lagoon area? So how did you
Yeah.
guys do the dives safely then?
Oh, so they had that was the next point about it. So you have to like you swim out deep enough. They have like a dock, so you'd have to swim out to the dock. You would then dive in and then swim back. At a young age, I didn't know how to dive, and I was
Mm-hmm.
afraid of always hitting my head. So I failed. I failed the swimming merit badge the first time. I'm just gonna be honest, because I
Oh
couldn't dive.
shit. It's
Yeah,
okay.
no, I first ever kid. But now I know how to dive. Well, actually, I learned how to dive, and then one time I dove without like doing this, and my head hit the water and it hurt. And now
Mm-hmm.
I have a fear of diving. I think it's also because every other kid had to wait for me in the water while I couldn't dive, and it was very embarrassing, very traumatic. So I think it's like a psychological thing that I can't dive.
Yeah.
It's tragic.
Still to this day.
I no, I think like if someone had a gun to my head and said dive, I could dive.
I would hope so. But
Yeah, but
damn.
it was I mean the water was nasty. Like it was you couldn't see it was all murky and stuff. And then there was oh yeah, another thing, giant crabs, like crabs that were huge and kids would like grab them and try to like pinch each other with them. And like I mean the kids were just awful. I feel bad. Those poor
12-year-olds are
animals.
evil. They're
Yeah, no,
actually
those poor
evil.
animals, they deserve better than that. Anyways, do you have any less traumatic? Do you have any no, not diving,
I
fuck.
thought there'd
Do
be
you have
like
any
a
swimming stories?
happy ending.
Oh no, there's no happy. They did eventually. I think I did eventually get it. I had to come back another week,
Okay.
and I did learn. I did eventually get it down, but it was traumatic. Like, um, yeah, like there were no happy endings. The jellyfish kept getting attacked. I did eventually get the merit badge. I'd say that's a happy ending.
Now he's an eagle. So yeah. So I took swimming merit badge as well. Of swimming, there are two alternatives you can take. You can do cycling and you can do hiking as your two alternatives for that badge. They have these alternatives in place because Jay, did you know actually to be an Eagle Scout you don't need to know how to swim? Like
I
I think I'm not entirely 100% sure about that, but I think it's, especially for any scouts that are, are unable to either like swim or have full mobility of their body, like such as, if you're wheelchair bound or have disabilities along the lines of that, right? They make it so where, just because you're wheelchair bound or you're not exactly able to swim, right? For whatever reason it might be, you're still able to, go through the requirements and do what's required of an Eagle Scout to become an Eagle Scout. So that's what I really also appreciate about Scouts. It sounds like we're being advertised by them, but it's like
We're not
appreciate
sponsored, sadly.
I genuinely appreciate the program. Like it has such a bad reputation,
Oh my
but
gosh.
after the 90s, bro, all uphill. I swear to God. The amount of training and like background checking, and I had to get fingerprinted. And like, bro, they did like
Jeez,
the FBI was involved when I got a job as a camp counselor. They do
that's crazy.
more like background and like safety checks than any other organization in the US. I would even argue like, well, I wouldn't
That's
argue the
crazy.
world because, there's members of the Chinese Communist Party that probably have gone through more checks than that, but no, I mean like they've really made such a huge 180, but it's just, it's so hard to escape your past, like run away
Oh
from it.
yeah.
Um, so no, I mean Scouts is great, but going back to my experience, I chose to do swimming out of those three badges. Also because swimming allows you to take all the other aquatics related badges, like it's a prerequisite for if you want to do canoeing, small boat sailing, um, like kayaking, rowing, like all those water badges. But oh, sorry, I'm a little bit sick. But yeah. So what was really cool about swimming merit badge for me was I actually had the great opportunity, thanks to a bunch of adult leaders in my troop, with being connected to the Navy SEAL program in San Diego. I had the incredible opportunity to take swimming merit badge at the Naval Amphibious Center in San Diego. So what that means is they put a bunch of us 12-year-olds in a swimming pool, but it wasn't just any swimming pool. It was the Naval Underwater Combat Training Facility, bro.
That's crazy.
So
That's
it's
like
this
putting
sick pool, like huge. It's actually, I might be wrong when I say this, but it's actually the same pool that they will put Navy SEAL candidates in for their first task. Because, you know, obviously not all of Navy SEAL training I think is like disclosed, but for the parts of it that is disclosed to the public, right? What they do is they take 200 candidates, they put them in this pool that we were in. They put them in this pool that we're in, right? And they have you tread water until there's only 50 of you remaining. Like that's the
Mr.
first.
Beast
Yeah,
challenge.
it's literally Mr. Beast challenge, but to become a Navy SEAL. But
That's
yeah,
crazy.
that's the pool that we did it in. So there's like a shallow end, there's a deep end, and then there's a super deep end, right? And so we were doing like the laps and stuff and the different strokes and the diving, right? And at the very end, when everyone's done with the badge, we get some like free time because they have this 30-foot diving platform, right?
Jeez.
And it was awesome, bro.
That's
I
so
remember
cool.
this one kid. I have no clue what he's doing now. He was like 4 years older than me, I think. He's taking swimming now because he hadn't taken it. Um, and so he was like 16, but he was this hilarious guy. His name was well, I'm not gonna say his exact name. He was named after a motorcycle brand, not Harley though, but I'll just call
I
him
was thinking
Harley.
exactly Harley Davidson.
But it's not Harley. But I'm gonna call him Harley. So Harley, right? This big kid. Oh my God. Stomp, 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 stomp up to the top of the 30-foot platform, and this little like annoying kid, which might come up in future episodes. But he was
Is
like
it who
the
I think it is?
no, it's not.
Oh man.
unless it is.
Is
But
he by chance ginger?
no,
Oh
no,
no, that
that that
we're,
that guy.
we're
Can
gonna need
Caden
him.
see me? Can Caden see me?
Yes.
Caden,
This is Caden, my roommate.
dude, I miss him.
Hey.
It's been a pleasure meeting you in person, in
What's
the
up,
flesh.
Caden? Caden, do you know that we're filming a podcast?
Yeah, I figured.
We're gonna make so much money from this. It's gonna be crazy.
You know Haktua Coin?
Unfortunately, yeah.
Well, just be prepared. Might have some on the similar lines coming out.
Am I gonna get rug pulled?
No, you're just gonna get pulled.
I'm fine with that. As long as there's no rugs involved.
Well, you have a rug.
All right, but what was I
I'll leave
saying?
you to it.
All right,
Toodaloo.
see you later, kid. But that was an excellent cameo.
Oh yeah, Caden cameos are the best.
He's the goat. But yeah, no, it's this sick ass. So he goes tump 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 to the very top of the diving platform. Little tiny kid below him, and he just goes full Assassin's Creed, like arms spread, like leap of faith, right? But he doesn't make like the landing into the hay bale. Instead, he flat out biggest belly flop, biggest like smack, like sounded like he was hitting pavement, right? Like onto the water,
Oh,
and right next to little, I guess we'll just call him Johnny, little Johnny boy.
little Johnny.
Oh my God, that was a field day. But the other thing we did is me and my two other friends, they they opened up like the pool like equipment shed as well, and we took out this 75 pounds weight that was attached to like a steel rod handle, so it looked like Mjolnir, like Thor's hammer,
That's
right?
crazy.
And we tossed it in the deep end. Like this is like I don't even like 20 feet like underwater, like crazy deep. And then the one parent was like, "Well, now you gotta get it." Most of the parents that were there doing the badge with us were Navy SEALs, which is why we were actually able to do that there. One of the benefits of being in San Diego is a lot of military. Super
No,
cool.
that's really cool.
Lot of respect for those guys. But
I got the tour when they just opened up near they just opened up in San Diego, like the new Navy SEAL training facility, and I got to tour it like for a high school
one.
class, and that was really cool. Like they had all the workout stuff, and they even had like a drone division, like little program where they had like different drones on display, and it was pretty cool. Like they were talking about how one of the drones that they now use for like surveillance, whatever, was originally used to like track tuna pods to like find tuna for fishermen, and now the
Ooh,
military uses it. They
that's
had like
cool.
tons. There were some that were like the size of planes, not the size of planes. I'm being like the size of like cars, like lengthwise, and there were some that were just tiny.
Did you ever go by the Naval Research Center at Point Loma, like ever?
I don't think so. No.
Okay, I'm just wondering because I think we almost were for oceanography, which was super cool badge. Love that badge.
Oh yeah, oceanography's fun.
Definitely a a badge for another episode, but I'll just say a little teaser. We got to sleep overnight on the oldest ship in San Diego Harbor, the Star of India.
Oh yeah, that's cool.
That
Sarvini is
ship
awesome.
it's older than the country. Like,
It's like learning about the history behind it. Like I met some of the guys who actively repair it. It's just a volunteer group that take
Jamie,
care of
put
this
the
ship.
Star of India on screen here,
Yeah, Jamie, put the Star of India on screen.
and then
It's a cool.
put the year it was built. I think it's like 17, like 60 something.
No, but it was little tangent. I met because originally I was trying to, before I left for college, I was trying to volunteer with that group with the repairs, and they put a lot of work into it. It ended up not working out because the times that they had just weren't available for me. But it's like carpenters, skilled men and women who were working tirelessly to repair this boat. and who are, I think it's like the insurance to take it out is insane.
Oh yeah, like it
I
does
forget.
not leave the harbor. Like,
Yeah, I think once every 5 years, because they wanted, if they could take it out every like month, they would. But
I
the
think they
insurance,
take it out just for like maintenance purposes, though, don't they?
no, they do it for fun, but it's like
Right?
it's a rare occurrence. Like I forget what it. I want to say 1 million, but it's just because it's such an old boat that like the insurance companies are like, we're not gonna let you take it out unless you raise this amount of money. So most of the time it's just repairing, but it is an active boat. Like if they wanted to, they could take it out. And just the effort that those people put into maintaining it, I have so much respect for them.
It's crazy. I mean, it's actually Theseus's ship. Like it actually
Oh,
is,
no,
bro.
literally.
Every single piece of that ship has been replaced at least once.
No,
Super
yeah.
cool though. Totally the I would say one of the better tourist attractions in San Diego.
I think it's called the Maritime Museum. Highly recommend going to it. It's all a group of volunteers. Oh, it's only, yeah, that's another thing. It's only volunteers who are working on the
And
ship.
you get more than just access to the Star of India. The whole old harbor of San Diego. You get to they have a replication of the like the Pinta, I think, like one of Columbus's ships.
It's a Spanish galleon that they do sail. They sailed it.
Hmm.
It's like a multi-month adventure from like San Diego to San Francisco. They built it like just like, I remember when they were building it because I used to live by where they were building it, and then they finally could sail it. They
Yeah.
also have a submarine. They
Oh, yeah,
have,
from World War II, right?
I think sadly that one was getting so old they
No,
had
they have a
to
captured
decommission it.
Soviet sub,
The Soviet sub,
right?
sadly, it was a Soviet sub, but they had to tear it apart because it was so old that it was starting to fall apart.
Oh, was it really?
So they have it's a new submarine that was a research vessel that the U.S. still hasn't declassified how deep it can go. It's
Oh
still
wow,
super cool.
dude, I'm sad to hear about the Soviet sub because I went on
It
that. That was
is
so
such a cool
cool
sub.
because that sub almost led to nuclear war between like the Soviets and the U.S. I don't know if you
Well,
went on that sub, but like
I don't
this,
want to. I'm sorry. This is like telling you Santa it doesn't exist, but that was the same model, but it wasn't the actual sub. They just used it as a story device. I talked to one of the maintenance men. I know I was so sad when I heard that.
that's okay. You know what? You should have just said nothing. You should have let me live in fantasy
I'm
land.
sorry. I didn't want the
Heartbroken.
viewers to not to know to fact check us and then get ratioed in the
The reason
comments.
why Jay knows so much about boats is he used to be a sailing instructor. Well, technically you still are.
I still am. I was just the kite surfing on skis. I was with my boss,
Yeah.
and I teach sailing. I still do competitive sailing occasionally. High school, you can probably find like my records. They're probably not good. I just did it for fun.
Yeah, if you have
But let
any
me tell you,
questions about sailing, I'll put his email and his phone number
social
right
security number,
right
Elon
here.
Musk has that now.
Wait, why does he, okay, this is not a political podcast, but why does he have access to this stuff? Why?
I don't
Why, bro?
why. It's so that if we make fun of him for being a fake gamer on what is it, Twitter, he can just dox us.
The- He never played Diablo 4.
You never played Diablo 4. You don't play Path of Exiles, you sick fuck.
I'm gonna delete you from the U.S. Treasury.
No, yeah, but yeah, boats. I have so many stories about sailing. Small boat sailing merit badge. I'm really a pro. But let me just tell you,
That'll be for another episode.
kids who sail are either chill or they're little shits. Like if I can remember, I would name drop
Seems
them.
like
They're little.
seems like the in between there.
Yeah, there's this one little ginger guy who I know he sails for. What is it? He was always a little shit. Like I'm like I don't know.
Don't dox. Don't dox.
I'm so tempted to.
Don't dox.
308 Negro, Aurora Lane, Albuquerque, New Mexico.
Okay.
I'm sorry. We should cut that out. Yeah, we're cutting that out. Anyways,
Cut that out. Jamie, cut that
anyways,
out.
sailing. No, oh yeah, also the Star of India was featured in Attack of the Killer Tomatoes. That movie was filmed in some parts of San Diego, and in one of the
Attack of
scenes,
Killer Tomatoes.
you don't know that it's an amazing movie. It's like it's like these mutated tomatoes try to take over the world,
I feel like
and
you've
some of the
told me about
scenes are.
this.
One of the scenes is in Mission Bay, and then one of them, a guy's walking with the Star of India in the background, and he's getting shot at, but he doesn't realize it, so he just keeps walking while there's people dying
I know
around
it's
him.
been in a few movies. It's from the 70s. 1970s.
Also, one of the movies that they
This is
I
so
don't think it
niche.
oh yeah, also was it Master and Commander? I think it was the inside of the Star of India was used. Yep, Attack of the Killer Tomatoes. Was it Geico commercials filmed in one of the boats that they owned? Some of the what is it? Some of the movies, Pirates of the Caribbean. Some of the movies are filmed on those
Yeah,
boats.
I do remember that. I remember
Yeah,
learning about that.
those. And then Master and Commander, I believe the inside of the Star of India, one of the rooms was used as like was used for some scenes.
Mm-hmm.
That's an older movie, but still pretty good.
Yeah. Well, yeah. No, I mean, I think we should start moving to wrap up this first episode here. I
Oh
mean,
yeah,
it was definitely not the most productive, but I think we did a good job, Jay.
I think
I'm
still
thoroughly
getting
entertained.
we're still getting used to it, learning the
We're
kinks.
definitely not like professional entertainers, but I think that's what'll make us unique.
Oh yeah, we're no Joe Rogan.
Bro,
Jamie,
I don't want
fact.
to be Joe Rogan.
No, I don't
If
want to.
we run this podcast as long as Joe Rogan has his, I don't think I want that, bro.
No, I don't want that.
You think
We'll do our own
he
thing. We'll
probably
figure it.
definitely likes it, obviously, because he's done so many episodes, but it's like,
Yeah.
it's just, honestly, I don't even know much about Joe Rogan.
I just know UFC. That's like the big. He's a commentator on that. I know he says he's a comedian. I haven't heard any of his comedy stuff. I think his biggest thing is the podcast.
Yeah. If any main takeaways to take away from this episode, understand there's going to be much more to come. Um, we're two brains with so much autism. I mean, with so many ideas. And yeah, Scouts is great. It provides a lot of great opportunities for growth and learning things that you didn't think you'd know. I mean,
Oh yeah.
I definitely, you plop me and Jay down in the woods, like I swear to God, we'd be able to figure it out.
We would. I definitely
Like
believe in
actually,
us.
I'm not even like capping on that. Like,
No, yeah, I agree with you. You pop this in the woods, we'd survive.
yeah. Obviously, at least give us like a knife or something. Like not like naked
At
and
least a light.
afraid.
I think if all I need is a lighter. If I just have a lighter, then I can survive.
I don't even need a
Then
lighter. You know how to do what's it called? The bow and rod. Do you know how to start a
I
fire
think
bow
I
and rod?
know, but I can't. My attention rate is destroyed by Instagram Reels.
It's actually
I
not as hard as it. Well, obviously it's still hard, but the only main thing that we would need is just like a piece of paracord. Because I've tried. I actually did try making rope, like
That's cool.
out of reeds, but it sucks. It's awful. If you like braiding hair, it's kind of like that, but it's just so dumb because it's just grass.
Well, are you using dead reeds or alive reeds? Because I feel like dead reeds. Actually, I'm not sure.
No, I mean when I tried it, obviously I'm not like a pro. I was just like plucking reeds out like by the shore. So I guess that might have made the difference.
Maybe.
I
Who
didn't I didn't
knows?
really look up how to do it properly, I don't think. But yeah. I mean, yeah, think of this podcast like we're the outdoor boys. And this is you get to hear the inner machinations of our minds. And
Psychi- Psychologists will use this years later to figure out what went wrong.
bro, send this to aliens with Elvis's golden record.
God,
Here's a
oh,
cliffhanger question for next
I'm learning
episode.
classical guitar. He absolutely hates Elvis, and it's the funniest thing. I
Here's
think it's
go ahead.
I think it's because I think his argument was just Elvis like musically wasn't like a mover. Like he likes the Beatles because the Beatles just did a lot of stuff that no one else did before. Like they were innovative, and Elvis was just like a little less conversation, a little less. And like I personally, I think Elvis's style is like funny. Like I like that. I like his stories, like the stories behind it, like the peanut butter and jelly. But it's like I can see how it's like he kind of created the modern pop celebrity, and that like
Yeah, totally. I mean, my grandma was obsessed with him.
I mean I think he wasn't he the first big pop celebrity? I feel
Oh
he's the
yeah.
first pop.
He was like the
Yeah.
first one to really be like bigger than life. Like, you know what I mean?
No, yeah,
Like
I think he had
you
the
had like Frank Sinatra, obviously, but this is all like big bands, like like well orchestrated, where it's like this guy, he was the first rock star, really, like
Yeah.
Elvis, and then Jimi Hendrix, and then like all the Beatles and Rolling
I mean, like,
Stones.
whether you love or hate Elvis, without him, we wouldn't have Sabrina Carpenter. And I'm just saying.
Oh my God, bro, I don't even understand her.
I just remember her from the Disney, from like her time on Disney. Like, I
Yeah,
forget
and
what it was. It was like the
Boy
time
Meets
traveling
World,
people.
right?
Boy Meets World, she was in that. Like, I just think I was like, I remember when I first saw
She
her,
was in
like
The
her
Parent
music.
Trap, right?
I don't remember. Maybe I
Nah,
just remember
maybe.
her like, yeah, Boy Meets World, and I'm like, when I saw her when she was fully grown up, I'm like, she looks familiar. I just don't know from where.
Looks familiar. These are the 3 questions we're going to leave as the cliffhangers of this episode, so that way you can tune in next time to see our answers. 1. Is zombie Elvis real? 2. How much have me and Jay profited off of cryptocurrency since the inauguration of the 47th president?
God.
And 3. Will Hawk to a Girl receive fair trial? Tune in next time to find out more. This has been, say it with me, Jay, the
The
Eagles
Eagles
Nest. The
Nest.
Eagles Nest.
God.
Thanks for watching.